If you've been keeping up with recent anime, you might have heard of an anime called Kaguya-sama Love is War. The second season just stopped airing recently, and it was one of the best seasonal animes I have ever watched in my life. I'd highly recommend watching this anime if you have not seen it yet. Honestly, if you like funny characters, pretty good story, and one of the best characters that any medium has ever produced in the history of humanity, then this anime is for you. Ishigami, at the beginning of season 1, you may see him as maybe even a dirtbag to some people. But honestly, if you've ever seen cultured anime in your life, you will understand Ishigami's perspective. And then in season 2, he actually becomes one of the best or greatest anime characters to ever be created. Ishigami is one of those relatable characters that you can never hate, even if you dislike the whole entire anime. Ishigami relates to the majority of the anime watchers because he's an outcast. Many of us have been outcasted in our lives, and many anime protagonists are just happy-go-lucky people, just in general. Even if they do suffer, they just get right back and up. But that's not the majority of cases in real life. That's why many people relate to Ishigami and similar characters of his trait. Take it, for example, Oregairu. Oregairu is one of my most personal favorite animes ever. The main character is so relatable. He's like Ishigami, but in a more extreme sense of kind, since Kaguya-sama is more of a comedy than drama. The main protagonist in Oregairu is Hachiman. He is a hiki. A hiki is a person who's more of an outcast than anything else, and Ishigami is sort of like that. But the reason why Ishigami is like that is not because of his own doing. It's not because he chose this. He's an outcast for doing something right, and that's what majority of the fan base, or at least me in general, hate to see. Ishigami just gets beaten down in middle school and he barely recovers. But thanks to Shirogane, the actual main protagonist, or you could say main protagonist, quotation marks. Ishigami is still main protagonist, honestly. Shirogane brought Ishigami up again. He found out why he turned out like that, and Ishigami rehabilitates. And at the end of episode 11, which has to be one of the most emotional episodes I have ever seen in my life, it's honestly, Ishigami is honestly a god tier character. Like, he has to be one of my most favorite characters of all time. Ishigami, after he realizes where he is, Shirogane helps him get back up to his feet again, after he remembers all of the things, what was done to him back in middle school. During the race, he overcomes himself in a last-ditch effort. Even though he loses the race, he doesn't lose to himself. All of his teammates, all of his classmates, Shirogane, the entire student council is there to support Ishigami. Even though the one person that he was trying to protect wasn't supporting him or at all, and is ignorant to the fact that Ishigami saved her from all of the bad things that would have happened to her, Ishigami needs to be protected at all costs. Ishigami is honestly one of the best characters in anime.
いい人だ。真のリア充は性格もいいというのは本当らしい。気合い入れて応援するぞ！うえー！これは死ぬほど滑ってると思うけど。
本当のことでも言っていいことと悪いことがあるよ。本当のこと？もしかしてかぐや様は荻野？失礼ね。そんなひどいことしないわよ。あの笑顔こそ石神くんが守ったものなんでしょ。